And the next presentation is the presenter is Irna Ishrat, and the title TRIZ approach towards business, a bibliometric review and research agenda. Please, the screen is yours.
Okay. So hello, Valerie.
Hello.
So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be here among such a learned group. So today I'm going to present a review paper based on TRIZ approach towards business, a bibliometric review and research agenda. So first of all,
Excuse me, maybe you can put to presentation mode.
Yes. Okay. So first of all, why why we have conducted this study, this review paper. So there is lack of review papers on TRIZ. Most of the documents are application based and research articles. There are only 9 review articles found on Scopus following the keyword protocol given. The keyword protocol is given here that we used on Scopus. This is the exact keyword protocol that we have used. And this is the highly cited paper of Elizabeth and provides a conceptual understanding of TRIZ methodology. Therefore, this paper provides a brief understanding of how TRIZ developed over time into business management methodology. So the review paper that we have prepared has systematically reviewed the literature based on TRIZ and used bibliometric techniques to chart TRIZ evolution and trends in business and management field. The researcher used visualization of science mapping freeware to systemize and analyze the findings. So this is the methodology or the filtration strategy that we have used throughout our research. First of all, the database that we have chosen was Scopus, and the keywords we used TRIZ and TRIZ methodology, and the period we have selected was up to 2021. So there in the first literature search, there were 2,749 research papers. Then we did filtration and we have limited to journal articles and review articles. So therefore the 1,637 papers were excluded like this. Then we did language filtration. We have included only English papers of English language only. And then we have further limited to business and management accounting field subject area. And finally, we have concluded with 213 articles, and we have conducted bibliometric review on that. And bibliometric review was followed by detailed literature review also. And we have concluded potential future research directions also in the review study. So here the bibliometric analysis was divided into 2 parts. Firstly, descriptive, and under this publication analysis was conducted, like publication trends, publication outlets, publication performance, leading author, leading countries, leading institutions. And then the WASViewer software for bibliometric analysis was used for co-authorship analysis, citation analysis, and keyword occurrence analysis. So this is the introduction of TRIZ methodology, which you all must be knowing now, that TRIZ is a continuously evolving yet robust methodology that gives advantage over other problem solving tools due to factors like prevent functional fixedness, that is psychological inertia, time efficient problem solving tools, and TRIZ also gives ideas per unit time which are very high, and most importantly provides directing mechanism. And TRIZ proposes a way to overcome compromise based thinking approaches. So this is the publication trend of TRIZ in business and management area. The application of TRIZ in business and management area has been started somewhere around in 1995, and the momentum was gained after 2000 during 2001 to 2014. Here you can see, and now it's continuously evolving. This is the keyword occurrence of all the 213 documents that we have included for our bibliometric review for this study. And here you can see that most of the keywords are about product development, product design, inventive problems, quality function deployment, decision making, inventive problem solving, innovation, systematic innovations. So this was about the keyword occurrence. Then we did textual analysis. Here you can see that the documents are about problems, trace, systems, product, industry, model, customer, Six Sigma, trace tools, resources. So this was about textual analysis. Then the next is the about the sample distribution of publication on trace between 1995 to 2021. And here are the documents per year by journals leading in numbers of publication in TRIZ. Next is distribution of publications by leading countries. Here Taiwan is leading, then US, then China, then Germany, and then India, then UK, Italy, France, Malaysia, Romania. And this was about the distribution of publications as per the subject area. So because this is based on the business and management area, so most of the papers are related to business and management area, and the rest of the papers are related to psychology, mathematics, social science, energy, environment, engineering. Engineering is the most prevalent and the most dominant subject area in the field of TRIZ, and business and management papers is still lacking. So these are the 10 highly cited review papers in the field of TRIZ, especially in the business and management area. So the most highly cited paper first is about a review of TRIZ. It's also a review, and it's about the benefits and challenges while using business TRIZ. Then the enabling open innovation in a small and medium-sized enterprise, how to find alternative applications for technologies. Then the paper is about QFD-centered design, quality function deployment, and innovative product development. Also, TRIZ has been using combinedly with other problem-solving tools or engineering techniques like QFD, Six Sigma. So these are the most highly cited papers about TRIZ in business and management area. So these are the application areas of TRIZ. Here you can see that quality function deployment, Six Sigma, product development, product design, project management, decision making, conceptual design, eco design, eco-innovation, environmental impact, systematic innovation, creativity, contradiction metrics, and business and management area. So there are papers in the business and management area, but still there is a lack in this area. So why TRIZ has gained importance in business and management area? Derelman in 1999 identified the need of TRIZ theory for solving business and management problems, as the technical and non-technical fields are two sides of a single coin. Due to TRIZ widespread applicability and strong potential for bringing invention, the theory started applying to non-technical areas such as business and management. TRIZ also fills the gap of design and strategy, and the 31 parameters that were explicitly designed for the business and management field have also started to practice. S.E. Hong formulated strategies for ebook pricing by solving contradictions based on 31 business parameters, and further Daniel L. TRIZ used 31 parameters for TRIZ problem solving model for multiple to multiple parameter contradiction using case-based reasoning. Then D-Man obviously has used 31 business parameters, and these parameters are also used in the retention and development of human talent also. So usage of TRIZ in business management functions. TRIZ has been used in the human resource area also. TRIZ has also been used for marketing and branding strategies. A brief methodological description of TRIZ theory in the context of marketing, sales, and advertising was given by T.R. Lee, and Chobosca illustrated the concept of BizTRIZ and demonstrated it through an SME. And it is also TRIZ has also been used for customized fashion accessories such as handbags and pivotal heels, shoes, dual functionality. But all these functions of business and management area has utilized the power of TRIZ, but the research that has been conducted in these management functions is very less, and these were the only papers that we have identified specifically in the business and management domain. Then these are the company-wide application of TRIZ, that is P&G, Rolls-Royce, Samsung, Mitsubishi, Ford Motor Company has been utilizing TRIZ. But what type of research and in what management functions TRIZ has been utilizing is still missing. In the TRIZ thesis defense session, in the previous session, we got to know about how Samsung is utilizing TRIZ, but still there is lack of literature available online about how companies are using TRIZ and in what management functions. These are the TRIZ tools that are mostly been applied for in TRIZ, that is field analysis, functional analysis, ARIS, 76 standard solutions, 14 inventive principles, ideality, evolutionary trend, perception mapping, cause effect analysis. But here you can see that the perception mapping and cause effect analysis are the most widely used tools for business and management area, but the usage and the literature available on these tools are very less. So this is the description of TRIZ tools. Basically, tools helps in defining, formulating, and modeling of the problem. So this is substance field analysis, also known as WIPOL analysis, used to define problems into standard, that is familiar and non-standard problems. Then function analysis. Function analysis assists in identifying contradictions within the system by presenting an interconnected diagram depicting harmful and useful functions of the system. For the smooth application of function analysis by companies, Ideation International has developed a software tool called Problem Formulator. But the problem with these tools are that these are not openly available to use by TRIZ practitioners. So next is ARIS, when the algorithm for inventive problem solving. When the problem is non-standard or unfamiliar, ARIS is used as the technique. Also includes element of psychology, not just based on laws of evolution in technical system. So these were the analysis tools of TRIZ, and then comes the knowledge-based tools, recommended methods of system transformation. TRIZ contains a strong knowledge base from different fields of analysis such as geometry, chemistry, physics, and even biology, and now from business and management. So here 76 standard solutions is one of the technique used under knowledge-based tools. Then 40 inventive principles comes under idea generation phase and follows divergent thinking style. Then the contradictions, there are three types of contradictions: administrative contradiction, where the problem is known only; then technical contradiction, where change in one characteristics deteriorate the other one; and physical contradictions, where two mutually contradictory states present within a system. Contradictions can already be established where problems are known or by using any problem analysis technique like function analysis, cause and effect diagram, force field analysis, root cause analysis for problem articulation. So, but there are three conditions of contradictions, that is, what is the desired characteristic of the problem? There has to be a traditional method to achieve that characteristic, and there must be some deteriorating characteristics arising due to the traditional method application. Then these are the tools continued, that is ideality, IFR, which is generally known as ideal final results. And the degree of ideality is defined as useful functionality of a system minus all negative factors that diminish its value and divided by cost. Systems evolve to the level of idealities by resolving contradictions and by using system resources. Then the patterns of evolutionary trends. There are 8 original trends identified by Archler: biological evolution, increasing ideality, evolution towards dynamization and controllability, complexity, simplicity, evolution with matching and mismatching elements, non-uniform development, evolution towards micro level, and the use of field and decreased human involvement. And there are other tools which have now been discovered, like perception mapping method analyzes interrelation between perceptions. Darrellman presented it as different perceptions from different departments can be linked by lead to relationships and become perception mapping. Then root conflict analysis, which is developed by Valerie. Root conflict analysis is also a problem analysis tool and quite effective for business and management problems. RCA Plus provides all possible causal chains associated with a single problem statement and draws out the conflicts hidden within a single situation. Then comes the business TRIZ. Business TRIZ has been developed by Darrellman. Like Darrellman re-articulated the 339 parameters into 48 business parameters and re-explained the classical contradiction matrix based on physical parameters, performance-related parameters, efficiency-related parameters, and reliability and durability-related parameters, manufacture cost reduction parameters, measurement related parameters. So while formulating the business version of the contradiction matrix, W. Edward Deming's concept was acknowledged that the production of goods and services is termed as process, and the whole process is segmented based on specific attributes such as physical attributes, time attributes, risk attributes, cost attributes, and interface attributes were selected to draw out 31 business related parameters for business contradiction matrix. Then there is also a software called TRIZ for managers has been developed for eliminating contradictions. The underlying principle of the device is that it abstract and codify the successful solutions or strategies of every field and make them available to others for solving similar problems quickly. But the problem with the tool is that it is not accessible openly to the beginners of TRIZ. And these are the sequencing matrix parameters, and which is 48 business parameters, and then final business related parameters, which are 31 business related parameters. So here you can see that these are R&D cost, time, based on supply risk and supply demand. So these are openly available. Then we have formulated the TRIZ methodology description for business and management related problems. Firstly, the primary and the foremost requirement is to analyze problems properly. There are also certain situations where appropriate data is not available. Then in such cases, questionnaire-based surveys or in-depth interviews can be conducted to understand the problems and target population concerning the problem. Second is, however, as far as this reviews, TRIZ works on specific problems. Therefore, there has been a refined problem statement formulated. Then followed by this further analysis, several tools are available like function analysis, subfield analysis, root conflict analysis, cause and effect analysis. Still, they require expert guidance to get accurate results and work best in teams. And during problem analysis, contradictions are found out. Business and management problems mainly contain physical and technical inconsistencies. When contradictions are made available, one can relate them with the 31 business parameters and management based given by Darrellman. Then a business matrix based on 31 business parameters proposed by Darrellman can be referred to find out the suggested TRIZ principles as solutions. All the 40 TRIZ principles are explained in business terminology on the TRIZ journal. Then TRIZ with human-centric problem-solving tools. Like I have also stated earlier that TRIZ has been used combinedly with other problem-solving tools, and now for the purpose of solving business management problems, or like Valerie has stated, like to solve open-ended problems, TRIZ has been started using with human-centric tools like morphological analysis or design thinking, like creativity tools like brainstorming, cause and effect relationship, morphological analysis, six thinking heads, intelligent little people stimulate solutions that are already exist. However, these psychology-based tools can be combined with TRIZ tools to accelerate the idea generation phase by incorporating 40 inventive principles, which would help eliminate contradictions identified in the idea generation phase, IFR, and resources. Then Morley developed the concept of morphotrace for solving technical problems by combining the properties of morphological analysis, which dissects a system into subsystems, and finding solutions by combining these systems, whereas TRIZ assists in finding contradictions within a system, gives solution by eliminating them. Function analysis served the purpose of connecting tools between the two problem-solving methodologies. Then there is also a very emerging trend that of combining design thinking and TRIZ for systematic innovation technique. While DT is the design thinking is the most accepted methodology that directs project teams towards the end users, TRIZ has its main strength for the idea generation and selection process. TRIZ has robust set of analytical tools to show team towards the final product concept. However, TRIZ has gained an overriding advantage among all the tools and techniques for solving abstract problems with a specified directing mechanism. Then there are certain challenges in TRIZ application, that is, it is difficult to learn due to its structure, demands extraordinary time commitment, and there is also so much confusion about the application of theory, as every field has used TRIZ according to their field requirements. Next is to solve problem with TRIZ methodology, one must need to draw to right conflicts in terms of industry parameters. This difference poses a problem in applying TRIZ methodology in the management field. The management field is more complex and human-centric, making TRIZ more complex. Therefore, translating management conflicts in terms of TRIZ parameters is a challenge for many. So here we have concluded, and there are some future research directions, that since business involves people and human-centered process, human-centric approaches should be combined with TRIZ methodology more in the context of solving business and strategic management problems. A combination of design thinking with TRIZ would be the next big thing for innovations in business and management. Like Valerie has also stated that TRIZ is going to be combined with Osterwalder model of lean canvas business model. So this is going to be the next big thing. These approaches could include design thinking, six-hat thinking, and morphological analysis. There is a shortage of studies following central business methodologies like 31 business parameters and business contradiction metrics. We were able to identify only 4 or 5 papers that have used 31 business parameters and business contradiction metrics for solving the problems. Then there is also root contradiction analysis or cause effect chain analysis has been introduced to find contradiction in business management problems. However, there is still a scarcity of papers in these areas. Then brand management, marketing segmentation, human resource retention, and product portfolio are some of the management areas that previous researchers have studied. However, areas included financial aspects like portfolio management, risk management, or strategic areas like pricing policies have not been focused on. Future researchers can work on these areas as well. Then TRIZ is a core engineering methodology, while business is a human-centric approach. Therefore, there is difficulty in identifying the TRIZ contradictions in companies, and because of this reason, we find a scarcity of research in understanding how businesses implement TRIZ applications. Therefore, future research can perform case studies on companies that use TRIZ methodology in their operations and provide an in-depth description of its application. So this was about me. Thank you. Your questions are very well welcomed.
Okay, thank you very much. And well, I'm probably relate to this area, so maybe I start with some comments. First of all, I will make some comments. And first, on page 18, on slide 18, you said that Barrelman developed business trees. It is not correct. It would be too overwhelming to say that Barrelman developed business trees. But what he developed, business trees matrix. Yeah, you see,
Okay.
that's a
So
difference.
actually, my experience and knowledge with TRIZ is quite narrow. So, and this is
No worries, no
my
worries. I
first
understand.
experience
Don't
of.
worry. I just make some comments so you know for the future. And
Thank you. No, these
also,
are very welcome.
what makes it also difficult, it's a semantics. Because when you start searching for trees and business and management, there could be two different actually directions. One direction is how business and management uses trees in their companies to boost technological innovation. For example, if you look at the papers of Ilve Barre, he never worked in trees for business. He worked for, he worked with Dr. Paul, by the way, on the technology roadmap, and he only worked for technology. So if you look at the page 11, I think, if you could turn back to your slides. Yeah. Further up, 10. Yeah. Okay. You see, it's a highly cited articles. So I say, one is how TRIZ applies to innovate business and management, and another, how business and management uses TRIZ to innovate technology. Because if you look at all these papers, none of these papers talking about TRIZ for business and management at all. I know all these papers. I know all these papers. So you see, when you index and Scopus,
there were only 14, 15, there were hardly 15 articles we were able to find out based on business and management problems. Core business and management. Most of the papers are based on engineering area and their applications in the engineering field only. So there's still still lacking papers on business and management area.
Because you see that most of publications, even what I do myself, I do it in the media which are not indexed by Scopus. Because most of people who work for this area, they're practitioners, they are in companies, they're not interested in research publications. I agree with you that today this area is very, very narrow. We do not have, let's say, practically, we do not have any academic research about TRIZ for business and management. And it has to do with the fact that there are already plenty of stuff developed in a technological TRIZ, which we simply take and adopt. And this is not a kind of a research which we publish in a Scopus indexed areas. You see? So, well, I don't want to discuss it too much and just give you my comments.
No, your remarks and your comments are very well appreciated, and my experience is quite narrow. So, and this is my first research work in this field, especially for in the area of TRIZ. So, this is a very learned conference for me, and thank you so much for allowing me to be here.
Yes, and there is a question, and by the way, the final comment, sorry, I cannot stop it. You said that in companies, contradictions are more difficult to identify than in technology. I will tell you, it is different. The human-centered contradictions are easier to identify than technological. We just don't have experience with that. So please, let's not discuss it and just comment. There is a question from Hans Hert. How much does Scopus cover also literature in Russian and Gray literature? Does Scopus cover at all a substantial part of TRIZ publications?
No, Scopus does not cover all the literature. Obviously, there is a limitation, and there's also a limitation with the bibliometric analysis that you can only cover a certain keyword protocol and a certain database. And that's why we have made it a systematic literature review. So it is not comprehensive. It is only based on Scopus literature base and the articles that I have mentioned in here. They are only the research or the conclusion is only based on the 213 articles that we have obtained from the Scopus database. So it is obviously not comprehensive and does not include all the research work based on TRIZ.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions? I think that research you do is very important because primarily this is difficult that TRIZ has a very large body of knowledge, but you very rightly said that there are no review articles. That's especially in the literature. So I would very much to encourage
I would
your
like to
research.
say that as a beginner, I faced so much problem while articulating how TRIZ has been used in business and management problems, because there is no literature base to guide you, like a guide that would cover how to start with TRIZ and how to, because directly all the researchers directly jump onto the problems, and to start from there it is very difficult for a beginner to grasp all the information. So that's why I decided to do a review article first, and that I concluded is that there is very scarce literature base on mainstream databases like Web of Science and Scopus, and most of the papers that I found useful was from you, and that I've gained from TRIZ journal, that I have also mentioned, xtrizjournal.com. So these are not on the Scopus or any other database like Web of Science or any other platform.
Yeah. But anyway, it's very important what you did. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
All right.